Hey everybody, I'm Franklin. I'm with the Monument Shutter Company, and today we're excited to show you how to install shutters on your own home. At Monument Shutter Company, for decades we've been making some of the finest handcrafted shutters right here in the United States of America. Our shutters can be ordered in a broad variety of colors, material types, any size for any home, and today we're excited to show you what happens after they get shipped and delivered on your doorstep. The installation process is quick, it's simple, and after you've watched this brief video, you'll know exactly what to do. Alright, so your Monument shutters have been delivered. What next? Step one is unboxing. Might seem pretty simple, but we do want to make sure that we unbox it carefully so that we do not damage the shutters inside. So you should be looking at something along these lines, depending on the size of the shutters. All the shutters that we do are custom and unique to your home and to your order, so it may not look exactly like this, but as you'll notice, we take great care to try to protect your package during shipment. This was actually shipped here to this test location from our factory, so this is exactly what it will end up looking like. We're gonna cut into the package, release some of this material here. Now we would suggest wearing something like gloves just to protect your fingers, but we also want you to protect your shutters. So as you can see here, I'm not cutting straight into the package as that might damage the shutters within. Rather, we're very gently and carefully cutting into the side of the package. And again, we're being careful. We do not want to damage the shutters inside. I know everybody wants to open quickly. All right, so at this point you will have unboxed it. You're looking at your beautiful new shutters. You also should have gotten a second package that would have included your mounting hardware. Let's talk about the mounting hardware for just a second, and then let's get them up on the wall. So it's going to come with a number of different plexiglass strips that you see here. And if your shutters are large enough, as these are, they may come with some side clips as well, the smaller clips. You're going to come with a large number of our premium screws with masonry anchors, should that be something that you'll need, as we're going to need on this house. You can see behind me it's brick. And we also include some premium touch-up paint. Obviously things don't always go according to plan during your installation process, so if you need to touch it up, this will color match to the shutters and get you where you need to be. Alright everybody, so we've gotten all of our shutters unboxed, ready to go. You can see I've positioned one over here. You can see the old one on this home is here. And many of you at home may also have some existing shutters that you need to actually remove before you put up the new ones. Now I will say what we're showing you in this video, it applies to your installation on any type of home, including a vinyl home, but you're going to see a few additional steps that specifically apply to a masonry veneer home like this one is. So first we're going to remove the original shutter that's on there currently. These were mounted with masonry nails, so we're going to gently pry that shutter off of the wall out through those original nails, and then we'll go in with a pair of vice grips and remove those nails. Alright everybody, as you can see, we've got the old shutter removed. There's all kinds of nice junk that was back here from that shutter being up there for who knows how long. What we're going to do next is install the mounting brackets that the shutter itself will mount to. They're going to mount into the wall, one on the bottom, one on the top, and then these shutters are actually large enough that we'll use some of the smaller pieces we showed you earlier to mount in the middle as well. A few tips for you guys as you do this. The first thing that you're going to want to do, wear eye protection. This part is key. When you're drilling into a masonry surface like this, it wants to kick out a lot of basically rock dust, and you don't need that in your eye. So as you can see here at Monument, we really stress the importance of protective gear, both the gloves and the eye protection. The second tip that I'll give you is you do not want to strip anything. You don't want to strip the brick, you don't want to strip the shutters when later we're actually screwing into the shutters. And a way to do that, a pro tip for you guys, is get your masonry drill bit. What we have here is a masonry drill bit. This is a 1/4 inch bit you can read down here at the end. That matches the size of the screw hardware that we ship you with your order. So we're going to take that 1/4 inch masonry bit. We are going to approximate the length of the screw, and then we're going to wrap a piece of masking tape around the bit And that is going to tell us how deep to go with our screw hole, because we do not need to go any deeper than the screw itself is. So there's our screw length. We've got our masking tape on there. We're going to mount this up. So I'm going to use this carpenter pencil to make my mark where I want that hole to be. And then I'm going to hold up the plexiglass strip. And you don't need to worry about it being level just yet. All we want to do is establish that left-hand side, and it can freely pivot. And then we'll get out our level to determine exactly where we need to anchor it on the right-hand side. So now I've got my hole. I know that that's where I need to drill a hole that's just as deep as my screw, but no deeper. As you can see, I might have gone a little deep. I started to peel back my tape there, but more or less I got it exactly where I wanted it to be. Since this is a masonry hole, we're going to take one of the red mounts that we provide you with in your hardware kit. We're just going to tap that into the hole first, gently. Insert our screw through the hole. Now, another important tip. At this point, I could go a little bit harder with this. It's a little bit hard to see on video, but there's just a little bit of oomph that I could still put in there. If we do that though, strong likelihood is the strength and the torque on this driver, it's going to want to push it in so hard that it'll start to rip itself out, and it'll shred the plastic, shred the masonry, it'll undo all that hard work we just did, and we'll have to move our hole location. So when you get down to where you can tell it's almost tight but has a little bit left to go, Phillips head screwdriver and hand tighten until it's the rest of the way tight. So I'm going to put the rest of my strip in an approximately level position. I'm going to hand tighten this basically just another 2 or 3/4 of a turn. At this point, step back, admire my work. We've gotten this in. Now we need to screw into the right hand side, and that's where our level is going to come into play. So what we're doing here now is we're trying to level the bottom of our strip to ensure that we mount it perfectly level on the face of this home. All right, so I've got my mark here, and we're going to drill another hole. We're going to tap one of our red anchors in. As we talked about before, that's almost tight. We're going to finish up with a couple of 1/4 turns with my hand screwdriver. All right, it's mounted. Time to do the top. All right, guys, we now have all of our plastic brackets up. So as you can see, we took a minute. We got the top plastic bracket installed. We got, since this is a large shutter for this house, we have these 2 smaller plastic brackets installed on the side, and we have the lower plastic bracket installed as well. So we're going to get the shutter up into position, and then, as you have no doubt by now already seen, there are these additional holes on the bottoms and sides of the plastic brackets, and we're going to screw into that to actually mount the shutter into these brackets. All right, guys, now that we have gotten our shutter into position, you can actually see that I unfortunately nicked the bottom just a little bit while I was doing it. However, that's why we provide that touch-up kit of paint. Accidents happen. I nicked this on the bottom of the brick. We can fix that after the fact, no problem at all. We're going to mount now the plastic brackets to the shutter itself. So the tools that you're going to need for this process is your hand screwdriver. That's very important because, especially on the composite surface, we need to be very careful not to over tighten those screws. We're also going to use this power screwdriver here. All right, I've got my pilot hole. So we're going to take one of these shorter screws. We're going to use our power bit to screw it right into the hole we just made. Now, very important at this point is not to over tighten this screw. These shutters are made out of a highly resilient, highly durable composite material, but it's very important that you not over tighten the screw and strip out that hole that you've just made. So we're going to use our hand screwdriver to hand tighten the last quarter of a turn or so. Again, you don't have to give it all your might. Just get it to where it's basically tight there. And that's it. So at this point, you've just learned how to install your new Monument shutters. I'll go through and add the rest of the screws into all my different plastic brackets. But at the end of the day, that's how it's done. As you can see, it's really quite simple. It's quite easy. I've been able to do this entire process myself. And this is actually one of the larger shutters that I've seen us produce. So it's quite a large, heavy shutter. Like we said in the beginning, we want to thank you for your business. As a small American family-held business, we really appreciate your support. If you have any questions at all about installing your shutters as you do it, please reach out to us. We have customer service available on our website. There's a chat bot in the lower right-hand corner. We'll reach back out to you as soon as we can. Or feel free to reach out to us on social media. You can look for us on Instagram at Shutter Homes. And if you send us a direct message there, either myself or someone on our staff will try to get back with you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.